Okay, so I'm going to show you how to remove the air mix motor on a 2004 Honda Pilot. So this is from the passenger side. You don't need to necessarily remove the glove box, but this is down below. This is the kick panel here. You just pull on this portion here. Pull that kick panel out, and then you get a lot more room here. And if you look up, you'll see the air mix motor right here with the green plug. So go ahead and unplug that. Get a Phillips head screwdriver and remove the 3 screws holding it in place. Okay. Okay. Once you get all of those 3 screws out, there's an arm connector right there with the black clip. You grab the clip and you just push off to the side like that, and then you pull this down, and then the air mix motor drops out. You can see there's a plastic piece here on the back, which you can remove if you get a there you go. So you actually can remove this plastic piece if you get a screwdriver. Push this piece up right here, and at the same time you push up on this plastic part right here. So it's best to do this with 2 screwdrivers. So be kind of careful with this. Okay, cut that off. So that pops off like that. So I would recommend remembering what position this was in, and don't change the air settings until you put this back on the Pilot. And this is the air mix motor, and this can be disassembled. There are a few clips here, here and on the back. So the problem on my air mix motor was that it had carbonization or carbon buildup on the contact pads, and if you end up just breaking these clips off like that, just break them off, it won't be that big of a deal, because this is a kind of a clamshell. When you put the screw in, it holds it all together. Okay, there you go. Oops, that one broke off too. Okay, so there it is. And this part right here, the gear, you push it up from the bottom. So you can see the traces there. This is a 12-volt motor, so if you put a 12-volt battery to here with alligator clips, this should spin. Flip the polarity and it'll spin backwards. You'll verify that the motor works, that these gears are spinning freely. And then I actually had grease on my pins here and a bunch of grease on here. What I did was I got a paper towel and just wiped all this off. And on a white paper towel, you'll see it has some carbon traces on there. That's what was happening in mine. It was electrically shorting there, so it didn't know what position it was. So it only worked when it was either freezing cold or extremely hot. So I think this was in, this is why you have to remember what position it was in. Something like that, I believe. Okay. And then reassemble this. I also read on a forum that some guy ordered one from a different model year, from like an Acura, I believe, and he just took off the piece that it came with and put his original piece back, because this original piece from Honda is about $400. And the aftermarket, the original Honda piece from another model year that he bought, which was the exact same actuator motor, just a different piece here, I think he bought it for about 50 bucks. And that is a pretty good price. And the aftermarket piece for that other Acura was like $35, I believe, for an off-brand, third-party one. But this is a good way to fix them. If the traces are bad, you can just clean them up. If the motor's not working, you could pull the motor out, try to order the new motor. Yeah, and there's not much really to it. And when you are putting it back in, you have to make sure that this bracket here, see there's a pin on there, as well as that. So this pin you do have to put back in here. Let me try to get this to focus. You have to put that pin back right here, and clip it back in, and then this pin right here, you have to line it up with this piece right here, that way the this is another air flapper. You can see how freely that spins, so yours should spin that freely too. If it doesn't, there may be something wrong with it. It may require disassembly. Mine was kind of difficult to spin until it kind of like closes on its own, but of course I did have the blower running, so that would affect it as well. This blue wire going out into the engine bay, there is this engine bay's closed. There is a screw there, which there's another damper motor. There's a damper in there, just a little flapper which has a screw next to it, and you sometimes need to tighten that. Okay, so hopefully that helps replacing the air mix motor on the 2004 Honda Pilot.